Hi, Scorpio. I hope you're all doing well. We're going to get into your general reading and see what Spirit wants to talk to you about today. As I was getting ready for your reading, I was getting something about something is rotten. And at first I thought this was literal, like maybe there's something rotten in your house, rotten fruits and vegetables that you need to throw away. And oftentimes what's without us, what's outside of us, is representative of what's within us. So maybe there's something old you need to get rid of. It's no longer representing you. It's kind of disintegrated. It's time to die. It's time to go. And then, I was meditating on that a little bit more. Rotted fruits, rotted vegetables, and what was coming in was rotted jam. There's rotted jam. Okay, stay with me, Scorpio. Or not. It's all good. It's all good. You do what you want here. Okay, yeah, jam is made by putting sugar and fruit together, and I'm sure there's something else that goes in there, some preservatives maybe, but then preserving it. And I was thinking, well, what if the fruit is rotted and then you just put sugar on top of that rotted fruit and try to preserve it? So I don't know what's going on here, Scorpio, but it feels like something needs to go, okay? It's expired. It's no longer safe, or it's not even palatable for you anymore, energetically, emotionally, psychologically. It's like rotted jam. That's what I feel. There's something here that maybe you tried to put sugar on and preserve, but it cannot be. Okay, it's just taking up space in your fridge. All right, Scorpio. Let's get into your reading and see what's going on. I'm filming this on the day that Pluto is going direct, and Pluto is one of your co-rulers for some astrologers. But yeah, I associate Pluto very much so with Scorpio. And so this will impact you quite a bit. And as I was preparing for the water sign readings, I was getting a lot of words that begin with re, like review, release, respect, reintegrate, return to sender, recap. What are you ready for? What's been recorded, and what can you request from Spirit? So I was getting all these words as placements for a spread. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, we're going to look at all of those things in relationship to Pluto going direct. So Pluto retrograde was a long period of time where many things could have come up for you about transformation, transmutation, also about control and power in different areas of your life. So let's have a look and see what this rotted jam is all about, or other things that Spirit wants to talk to you about and wants to come through. Let's pull some charms first. These can be clues that this reading is for you, or there could be a message here in the charms for you. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Andy. I do my readings a little bit different than some. I take an intuitive approach, meaning that I use the tools, the cards, charms to help me translate the energy I'm already picking up on. So if you don't like that, that's cool. I'm just not your reader. We have a chess piece. It looks like the queen. We also have the number 6, could be a 9. We have a key, an alligator. Very interesting. I had a dream of an alligator, and in that dream, the alligator was acting as a protector. So that could be a message for you. We also have a clock with the numbers 1010. We have an ace of cups, I'm hearing. Okay. Some keys here. 3 keys. So we have 369. We have the letter J, but I'm also seeing it in the camera look like an L, and a flower. Let's get a couple more. Judgment card. Resurrect, another R-E word. Y-A, Aries, and a cornucopia. There's something about, I'm taking Aries as your Aries, like your first house, or wherever Aries rules in your chart. It's like whatever, we have all signs in our chart. So there's something about your self-image, your self-respect, your place in this world. It's bringing abundance towards you. You're placed, you're being placed in your place. How do I say that, Spirit? You're finding your place in this world, and it's the right place. Okay? So let's see. I'm hearing things are moving. Things are moving. Okay. So I'm working with a couple oracle decks here as well as tarot. We'll begin with the Archetypes deck by Kim Krans. So we're going to get 7 cards, and then I'll get some more oracles, some more tarot. We'll see what's going on here. No. Thank you. There's been some silence with this rotted jam for some time. The rotted jam has gone silent. I'm seeing, yeah. Okay, let's get into it. I'm hearing that song by Depeche Mode. Let me look at the lyrics here for a second. I feel like we'll get some answers here. Okay, enjoy the silence. Words like violence break the silence, come crashing into my little world. Painful to me, pierce right through me. Can't you understand, oh my little girl? All I ever wanted, all I ever needed is here in my arms. Words are very unnecessary. They can only do harm. Vows are spoken to be broken. Feelings are intense. Words are trivial. Pleasure remains, so does the pain. Words are meaningless and forgettable. And then it just repeats the chorus. Words are very unnecessary. They can only do harm. All right, Scorpio. The rotted jam has gone silent, and that's probably good because I feel like Spirit is saying here, any communication with this. Now, this could be an aspect of yourself. It could be a job situation. It could be a person, whatever it is that is no longer speaking. It's unnecessary for those words to happen. And maybe you've been waiting for communication or something like that. I don't know. This is an interesting energy here. Okay, let's get the tarot and see what's going on for Scorpio. I'm putting the cards face down, so we'll have a look together. I'm hearing unsealed. It's like the jam. I don't know why Spirit's giving me this metaphor, but it's like the unjam, and I feel like it's strawberries I'm seeing. But anyways, it's like this jam wants to be unsealed, unsilenced. Maybe somebody wants you to unsilence them in some way. I don't know. Okay, let's see. What is up for review right now? What have you been reviewing during this Pluto retrograde? The Pilgrim. Where you're going in this life? Listen. Judgment. Interesting. Maybe you're trying to hear from Spirit something, and there's silence. You've been on a spiritual quest for quite some time during this Pluto retrograde, trying to find your place in the world, trying to find out where it is that you need to go. And perhaps there was something that was old and rotted, metaphorically, that you were sprinkling some sugar on and saying, that will be okay. This serves me in that way, or maybe can hold on to this for some time. But Spirit is saying, no, there's nothing more you can get from that. There's nothing more you can hear from that energy. Look at this. You're listening, and Spirit is blowing this trumpet here, trying to tell you that you are on a journey and you're exactly where you should be. You're in the right place. I don't know what that means for everyone. Could be an emotional place, psychological place, psychic space. Could be in a physical location. Could be a relationship. I'm not sure, but it's like you're in the right place here. You're on the path. I'm seeing something about a suspension bridge. Perhaps you're crossing some energy field, you know, like you're crossing to the next part of your journey, the next part of the path, and the bridge is a little shaky. But Spirit's saying that's fine. It's how it should be. And I'm hearing, I don't know if you can hear it, but I just ran some water. Anyways, I can hear it in the pipes, like kind of beating. And I'm listening closely since that's the card that came out. And it's like you will hear a rhythm, or you will feel a rhythm. You will hear like a steadiness in your soul. There's some kind of like drum beat or heartbeat. Even maybe your heartbeat. But it's like water energy is just, it's guiding you. Okay? Your heart is guiding you. There's a rhythm to your energy right now, and it's very in sync. It's focused on what it needs to be focused on. Now, I feel like there's a little bit of a warning here about like, don't unseal that jam. You know, don't try to eat that jam. Don't try to salvage it. Leave it in silence. You know, leave it sealed. Okay, what needs to be released, or what you're releasing right now? The Bardo. Child. And Ace of Pentacles. What are you releasing, Scorpio? I feel like it's this fear maybe, or challenge that you've had, feeling like how do I say this? Well, I want to tell you, Scorpio, there's an abundance here for you. Abundance of energy, abundance on your path. And perhaps you've been approaching something with this feeling like, you know, you're very new to something, or you need to learn more, or you need to gain more, or you felt like you were chasing something here. You know, this Ace of Pentacles, whatever this represents to you, a new opportunity. It's like something was just out of reach. I also feel like for some of you, and you need to release that feeling is what Spirit's saying, you know, because it's not even that it's in your reach, it's already in your hand. Okay, maybe you're used to moving along at a certain pace, or used to things being out of reach for you, but you have it all now. You have everything you need right now, in this very moment. Even if there's difficulties and challenges, you still have everything your soul needs right now. Spirit's really blowing the horn here, telling you to listen to them and not to the rotted jam. I feel like the rotted jam is definitely for some of you a person, represents a person or a job or something like that. But for others of you, the rotted jam is like a fear, a shadow side. It's like, I'm going to have to eat this even though it's bad. And Spirit's saying, no, you don't need to eat this. Oh yeah, this is also reminding me of like being spoon-fed, you know? Spirit is saying there's some space you've been in for quite some time, just hanging out in the middle, trying to figure out what's going on. Maybe thinking that your dreams are too big, or your goals are too far out of touch, or something's just not obtainable for you. Spirit says, yes, you've had to learn how to crawl before you can walk, but now you can. Interesting. Yeah, so Spirit wants you to release this feeling of like success is just around the corner, or love is just around the corner, or what I want is always over there and I'm going to have to keep striving for it. Perfect health, perfect mind, whatever it is for you. And Spirit's saying like you have it now. What energy should you step into? Respect more about yourself. The Queen. Desire. And the Four of Cups. This is like a strange kind of reading. I mean, it's very Scorpio. It's like a puzzle as usual, but it's interesting. One second. I'm getting something like you need to respect your desire to say no to things, to cut things off, to say, that's not good enough for me. What you're offering me is not good enough for me. Respect your desires for something. It's like Spirit's trying to say, respect your desires for something more, because when you respect your desire for something more, you realize that you already have it. I don't know how else to put that, but it's like, for some reason, something you've been like minimizing your ability, your capacity to achieve something or to obtain something for yourself or to recognize something within yourself. And Spirit's saying, dream bigger, desire larger. Interesting. And then once you do that, you will realize that you already have that. I hope that makes sense to you. This seems like a message about self-worth here and not settling for things that are no longer healthy for you or useful for you. And being okay with that. You don't have to try to rescue someone or something or transform them or resuscitate, I'm hearing them. You can just get rid of it and say that, you know, this is expired in my life. Okay, let's see what you can reintegrate from your shadow. Oh, look, the bridge, the suspension bridge. Okay. Silence. What was that? Oh, Scorpio. 6 of Cups. The silence. Okay, hold on. Let me pull that up. Okay. Let me see. What are they saying here in this song? Oh, my little girl. Now, it doesn't matter what your gender is, but 6 of Cups is about nostalgia for childhood. So there is something maybe here coming up in childhood that you need to consider how it's been affecting you. Break the silence. Is that the only lyric that has the word silence in it in the whole song? Enjoy the silence, and then the only lyric is break the silence. Interesting, Scorpio. Okay, so there's something that's been gone silent in your life, okay? And maybe you've been trying to break that silence with that person, with that situation, like move forward with it, like work, you know, try to get something to happen there. And Spirit wants to say that not to break the silence with that, but to break the silence with an aspect of yourself. Okay, there's something you've been keeping silent within yourself, maybe these desires that you have, or maybe it's something that happened here when you were a child, but there's some kind of silence that needs to be broken in order for you to cross this suspension bridge. It's like something's been suspended, the bardo, because the silence hasn't been broken, but it's not with who or what you think. It's with yourself about something. Or perhaps you do actually need to say something, but it's not to the rotted jam, or it's not about the rotted jam. Oftentimes, our problems, our issues are not actually what they're about. Like we think we're upset about something, but it's not actually that thing that we're upset about. It's something much deeper or hidden or something we've kept silent. And the emotions we have about that manifest in the direction of something else, like a relationship or a bad work environment or whatever's going on, you know, fight with your parents, children, whatever it is. It's like, oh, I'm upset about that. No, you're actually really upset about something much deeper, okay? And that thing is just a trigger, or it's just a place to project those deeper feelings onto. You know what I mean? So this is interesting because you've been probably feeling this calling of like, I have to break some kind of silence, or maybe I should just, something about silence, keeping quiet or not keeping quiet. Maybe this has been a dilemma for you. And Spirit is saying, yes, you do need to break the silence, but it's not about what you think. Whoa, this is like, yeah, this is big, Scorpio. And yeah, okay. So let's see what energy does not belong to you that you can return to sender. The Castle. Oh, we have the Queen and the Castle. Interesting. Abundance. 9 of Cups. What energy can you return to sender? It's like someone's telling you, Scorpio, you really want this jam. This is the best jam there ever is. Like, you should have this. By having this in your castle, by having abundance in your castle, in your energy, or maybe actually getting a castle, you know, like getting some kind of form of abundance here is your wish fulfillment. That's what you want, Scorpio. You want money, you want success, you want this, you want that. You want this jam because it's so precious. And that's not your actual desire. And it can be, oh my goodness, I hope I'm explaining this right, because what you desire is much more than that. And at the same time, it almost feels like your desire is in sync with what you've been told you should desire because you are a queen. So it makes sense that you should have a castle. But that's not the castle for you. So perhaps, like, I don't know, this could be about so many different things, right? But let's just take one small example. Perhaps you know you're ready for a relationship and you really want this, this, and that. And somebody comes along and they meet all the criteria of what you want, but there's something funky about their, I'm hearing their smell, maybe literally. You know, smell is a big indicator of connection. But maybe there's something funky about them. You know, it's expired. Something about their energy just doesn't feel right. And Spirit's saying, return that. Like, that's not what you want. There's something that you don't want, okay? That is convincing you that you do want it. The alligator I'm getting. Oh, judgment. We had judgment twice. Yeah, alligator. You're protected here. Listen to your instincts. Okay? And try to think about what silence needs to be broken in your life that isn't related to the jam, the rotted jam, whatever that represents to you. Wow, what a reading. Okay, Pluto direct. Let's see what you're ready for, what you can reap at this time. The Father. Yeah, I feel like this is deep. This is going deep. This could be about some kind of core wounds here. It could be about your inner father. It could be about a paternal, you know, influence in your life. Something you've been working through, the shadow of the father figure. In the book, she talks about how the father archetype is always kind of a contradictory one, or how there's two sides to it. And she says that we all experience abandonment by the father at some point. That's what she says in the book, something along those lines. And that's coming up here. Perhaps you don't want to abandon the rotten jam because of something that you feel like, you don't want to be that force that you felt in your life at some point. I don't know, lots of deep questions coming up here, Scorpio. Let's see. Play and the Knight of Wands. I feel like this is very specific, this reading, okay? I feel like some of you have been attracted to either a workplace, a situation, a dynamic, or a person who acted in some way or another like a father. Now, maybe it was like the good father, the protective father, the alligator father, or maybe it was the father that abandons, or maybe it was a person or a situation that was both. Yeah, and it's almost like this situation has convinced you that you need them like a father, or that you want this in your life. You want this, but you desire more than that. Whoa. I'm hearing father as in like father God. I know this is paternal sounding or patriarchal sounding, but that's not the intention. It's like you enjoy a connection. You enjoy a connection to spirit. That's what you desire. This person or this situation cannot replace the guidance that spirit will give you. This person cannot protect you, or this situation can't protect you like spirit can, or like you can for yourself. This person is playing some kind of role in your life, or trying to play some kind of role in your life that is domineering, protective, maybe paternalistic in some sense, trying to direct your desires. And spirit is saying, no. That's not what you desire. And maybe that's the silence you need to break to yourself. Whoa, this is so deep on so many levels. Now I'm looking at the lyric. Pierce right through me, can't you understand? Oh, my little girl, all I ever wanted, all I ever needed is here in my arms. Yeah, it's like perhaps you're seeking some kind of comfort in a situation that is just shadow. And spirit wants you to realize that, release that, so that you can move towards what is actually for you. Okay, this is reminding me of like, sometimes we get into toxic relationships because the person is standing in for a father figure or even a mother figure. It doesn't matter really which one, but someone you've had a core wound with. They take their role, they take their place. You feel nurtured by them, and then it goes bad because they're not actually your mother. They can't actually heal your wound. And maybe they're manipulating that wound to begin with. And there's something about that going on here. It could even be a work environment. It's acting like it's a stand-in for some kind of paternal or maternal figure that you were disappointed in. And spirit wants you to make that connection, that it's not even really about this person. Okay? I don't know. It's interesting, Scorpio. Okay, so what is being recorded? What is the lesson here? The seed. With humility and temperance. Wow. There's something you're realizing here for sure about how you've been handling a situation, or what you're realizing, some shadow contract you have with someone, how your shadow has influenced the way you think and feel about the situation, or what wounds are being triggered by this situation. And you're also recognizing the shadow of someone else. Like, you're going deep here, Scorpio, in figuring out what's like really at stake and what is really the root of this situation. And you are breaking the silence here to yourself about what this situation can and cannot offer you. And perhaps about where you've been hurt. But what I'm seeing here is a very strong energy. I don't feel like this is like you have a sudden revelation that you have a mother wound and then you go into like the depths of suspension, or the depths of suspension or despair or a father wound. It's not like I'm seeing like, oh boy, you're going to just plummet once you realize the shadow. No, this is like an empowered realization. Like, screw that jam. Pfft, I don't need that. I don't even like jam. You know, it's like that kind of realization. And then stocking your fridge with the things that actually fulfill you. But it's going to take some humility here, because Spirit's saying you've been looking at something maybe from a way that serves your ego or from a shadow perspective. And it's going to take some humility to realize that this whole thing about the silence with this situation isn't even about that. And now that the seed has been planted with this reading, I feel like things are going to come into balance for you. Scorpio, I don't think we've had a reading like this before. I feel like I also say that every Scorpio reading. Okay, I'm going to go into an extended. We're going to go a layer deeper. I have no idea what's going to unfold there, but I'm curious. I really hope that helped you and gave you some guidance, gave you some food for thought, helped you realize that that jam is expired and you don't need it in your life anymore. And there's something much bigger and better to attend to that's going to help you elevate and move forward. So if you can't come to the extended, don't worry about it. Trust that you received all the guidance that you need. If you would like to, the link is in the description box below. I love you so much, Scorpio. I'll see you next time.